Hello book besties, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. If this is your first time here, then just to let you know, I moved a week ago. So that is why I have yet to have the time to reorganize all of my shelves. They are an absolute mess behind me, but that is on the agenda this week. So we're going to just ignore all of that going on and focus on my June TBR. As you can already tell from the title, I am doing the blindly choosing my TBR challenge. I did this for the first time in May and had literally so much fun doing it, and I loved it. You guys loved it. It was my birthday month, so I thought that it would be really fun to like wrap all of the books. So we're gonna do that again because this time I got so many new books, which I greatly appreciate, but I'm like, how do I possibly pick what to read next? So I thought, let's just leave it to chance and let a number generator pick again which books I will be reading this month. I only have one book planned to read, which I'll share in just a moment. Otherwise, I'm going to pick 5 books out of these books, and I'm so excited because I've really learned that I like having books randomly chosen for me. It's less pressure that way, and I find myself reading books that I maybe wouldn't have picked up, but especially because most of these are gifts, I just knew there's no way I could pick which ones to read first. Before I get into it, I would love to know below what book you are most excited to read in June. Is there like a new release or just a book that is very high on your TBR for the month? Or just say hey. I just love to hear from you guys in the comments, and I do take time to read and respond to every single comment, at least with a heart. There are 2 books that I really have been dying to reread. I put them on my summer TBR, so I will reread one this month in June, and I'll do the other one in July. My choices were between Every Summer After and Beach Read. I thought it would be fun to ask Instagram which one I should read first. So about an hour ago, I put up a little hidden graphic type of a thing with emojis and asked that everyone vote for one. So let's see which one I will be reading. It's pretty darn close, but pink won, and pink is Every Summer After. I'm very excited for both of these books, but this one was a 5-star read for me 2 summers ago. I'm really extra thrilled to be rereading this one. So this will be at the top of my June TBR. Now let's get into the books that will be picked for me. Again, I'm going to be putting numbers 1 through 25 into a number generator, and we'll see what gets picked. Oh, it's always so like nerve-wracking, but also really exciting. All right, first is 14. I don't know why I'm so nervous. Oh, this is so perfect. You're like, Jordan, just get to the book. But I'm gonna tell you real quick, there are a few books on here that I know I will really only read in the summertime, and as I was wrapping them, I was nervous, like if they don't get picked this summer, I probably won't read them anytime soon, but this one was a summer pick, so it's perfect. Catch a Wave. It is a clean, sweet rom-com. The only thing about this one is it is the 3rd book in a series, and I never ever read books out of order. It's just a major pet peeve of mine. I'm really going outside of my comfort zone to like start with a 3rd book, but the cover and description on this one just are perfect for summer, and so I'm gonna just try it and hopefully it works out okay. He is a surfer, and it says, did you ever see a guy and just know you had to meet him? There's like that irresistible tug. They became known as surfing's it couple until life threw them for a loop and tore what they had apart. Now, 2 years after their breakup, she finds herself standing on her brother's front porch, ready to beg her only sibling for a place to crash. Only the man who answers, it's her brother's best friend. If you watched my book haul video, then you know that is my trope. So now they're living in the same house. He seems to have moved on, but my heart will always be his. So we've got brother's best friend, forced proximity, and second chance romance. If this isn't a 5-star read, I don't know what I will think of that. Next up, generating number 12. Yes! I'm so excited. There are 3 Rebecca Yarros books hidden in these wrappers, and I was really hopeful to at least get one. If you don't know, Rebecca Yarros is the writer of Fourth Wing. I'm sure everyone knows that, but she also writes romance novels, like those heart-gripping, emotional type of romance, which is totally my cup of tea. This one is about Ember, who is an army brat. She knew that the soldiers at the door meant her dad was never coming home. What she didn't know was how she would find the strength to single-handedly care for her crumbling family when everything starts to fall apart. But then Josh Walker enters her life. He is a hockey star, her new next-door neighbor, and not to mention he saves her over and over again. As much as she wants to turn off her feelings and endure the heartache on her own, she can't deny their attraction until Josh's secret shatters both their worlds. The intrigue is real. Ironically, this does sound a lot like, I think it's called The Last Letter, that is the only other Rebecca book I have ever read, and very similar type of story. I'm very excited to read this one. Moving right along, we've got 3 more to do. All right, generate 20. I remember this from last time that it like does not do single digits. It's a small floppy paperback. Yes! Oh my gosh! Okay, this is another one that I was very nervous would not get picked, and I would end up not reading it this season because it is definitely a like spring and summer book. It's Ready or Not. This one is a surprise pregnancy that leads to even more life-changing revelations in this heartfelt, slow burn, friends to lovers romance. This girl has an uncharacteristically one-night stand and ends up pregnant. I have seen some people say like that is not a trope for them. I just said it in my book haul video, but I'll say it again in case you're new. I have never read a book with that trope, so I have no idea. I think it'll depend how it's done if I'm going to enjoy that or not. I do appreciate when topics are relatable as long as they're handled well, because obviously like that is a very common occurrence. So if handled well, I like that certain books can bring attention to these things. But anyway, so she finds herself pregnant and her friendship with her best friend is now kind of rocky, but her best friend Willa's older brother Shep steps up to help. I didn't realize this was best friend's brother. I am really happy to hear that. Anyways, he's always been friendly. Now he is ordering her surprise lunches, listening to her complaints, and is suddenly kind of hot. Then there's the baby's father, who is technically supportive but majorly conflicted, and she's just like navigating all of this while she's expecting the baby. I'm now curious if there's a little bit of a love triangle element to it. I am so excited. This cover is perfect for the season, which is why I am so thrilled that it was picked. All right, 2 more. Wow, 25. Actually, because this is the last one I wrapped, I think I know what it is, and I am stoked right now. I'm not gonna like do a cartwheel for you, but watch me be wrong. Not wrong. It is Flawless by Elsie Silver. I've been on a journey with this one, guys. I have always been interested in reading this series. I truly don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. It's very uncharacteristic of me that I would not have read this yet. Maybe it's the hype. I don't know. But then her new book Wild Love came out, and I have been asking everywhere if I need to read this series before Wild Love. It wasn't like 100% sure, but most people did say read at least the first and second book in the Chestnut Spring series first, so I'm here for it. I am finally going to read this book, and ironically, this is one that I almost didn't even wrap because I was like, I just want to put it on my TBR. I really just want to get to it, but I was like, let me just wrap it and see if it gets picked. And it did! Like, it was totally meant to be. I do feel like there's no point in me sharing the entire synopsis because I'm quite frankly probably one of the only people who has not read this series yet, but this is a cowboy romance. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's like a forced proximity trope because his agent's daughter gets put almost in charge of him, I think. Listen, we all know how that's gonna go. I am thrilled to finally be reading this one. All right, last book and generate. 21. Another like small paperback. I have only romance. This is kind of sad. I have no fantasy whatsoever on my TBR right now. Okay, we're okay with this. The Rulebook by Sarah Adams. I did start this one. I think I got, yeah, literally 15 pages in. I do need to read this, so I'm happy that it was picked because now I like have to read it. Would I have preferred one of the newer birthday gift ones? Yes. but I sincerely do not know why I am putting this one off, but I will put it off no longer. We're gonna do it. This is a sports romance, second chance romance. Again, it is all of my favorite things, plus a Sarah Adams book. Maybe that's why I'm nervous about it, but we are doing it, and hopefully I love it. My temptation right now to add something other than just romance. There is one book on here that I know is not romance that I would love to read, but I don't know what number it is. I do know that it's a pretty thick hardcover. Do I open it and just add it to my TBR? But then I'm taking a chance if I open the wrong one. I should be able to tell which one's a hardcover. Is that it? That's the one. Do I do it? Do I add another book? Because literally, guys, not that I'm mad about it, but I have only summary romances on here, and I just feel like I need to mix it up at some point. You're getting first-hand footage of how I make decisions. It is always this. Always like, do I, don't I don't know. I'm gonna do it. You know what? Why not? I think it's this one. Here's the kicker. If I'm wrong, then no matter what, this book has to go on my TBR. Although, I think I know what this one is too. It's the only like tall book, and I could go for this one. I'm totally cheating right now. If these are the books that I think they are, I have a fantasy and I have a thriller so that I can sort of mix up this lovely TBR. If I'm wrong, I have to read it anyways, but now I don't know which one to choose. So I think I'm going to put them behind my back. This is like how I problem solve and yell to my kids to pick right or left, and that's the one I'll open. Pick right or left! Both of them yelled right. I'm actually kind of sad to see this one get put back. Please be the right book. Good, good, it is. So we're gonna add a little bit of fantasy to this TBR. Trust of the Emerald Sea, and all the people said yay, because I know so many of you have been wanting me to read this book and have loved this book. I quite frankly am a little bit nervous because I don't know if cozy fantasy is going to be the genre for me, but that is also all the more reason for me to go for it, to try it, and to find out. Thank you for watching me sit here with all of my struggle and decision making. Here we are, guys, the final TBR. I have very high hopes and expectations for this month. Thank you so much for being here and for watching this video, especially if you watched it all the way to the end. If you liked it and you have not hit subscribe yet, please consider hitting that subscribe button and sticking around. I hope that your books are amazing this month of June, that your entire month is amazing, and I will see you guys in the next video.